Welcome to Seaside Quilts. Today we're doing the tutorial on the Cathedral Window ornament, which is this lovely right here. Cute little button ornament. You're going to need the button of your choice. And with that, we have our center fabric, our main fabric, excuse me. This is our center, our accent, and our backing. And a piece of ribbon, or you can make whatever you like to hang it from. Now let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is iron your main fabric in half and in half again, which I've already done. Put the creases in for your markings. Now, from there, what we're going to do is pull all of the points into the center. Get our little glue stick, and we'll go ahead and pull this one in, a little bit of glue. This one. Okay, this one, we get all 4 of these done. And then what you're going to do is a quick press. You go ahead and press all 4 of them. We'll do that real fast. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the corners in again. So we'll bring this in with this. And we'll do the glue stick again. There we go. And we'll do this one. Bring that in. Oops, get in there. And our last one. Sometimes you gotta wiggle them just a little bit to get them right. And now we'll go ahead and press this real quick. Then what we're going to do is put our center in. So a quick press. Now we're going to go ahead, open it up. You can see my glue there, that's fine. It's washable. And we're going to put our center fabric in here. Go ahead and line that up. We're going to close this back up again. Try to get your points as even as possible in the center. On the outside, it won't matter as much because we're going to curl those out. So there's 3. Whoop. And there is 4. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this to the machine and we are going to do about 3 or 4 stitches right across here just to lock that in. Then we're going to turn it and we're going to do a couple of locking stitches here. So these 4 are locked down. And you don't have to worry about what it looks like because our button is going to cover that. So let's go over to the sewing machine and do this. Okay, this is our accent fabric. What we're going to need to do is cut it on the diagonal both ways. So like that. And then like that. Okay. So now we have our 4 pieces. And we're going to flip this over. We're going to add it to each triangle. And get our trusty glue stick out again, because that makes life a lot easier. Okay, there's 1. Oops, let's cut hanger. And we'll go ahead and mark the back of this instead. Right below the point, because you're going to curl this out. So you want just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of red showing. Don't worry if it hangs over the edge, because you're going to be putting the backing right over that. Our next one, 1, 2, and 3. Put that in. And the last one, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Whoop. Try to get that even. Get this one a little more even. There. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to curl out our little windows. So this does have to be down just a little bit. I'll go ahead and curl that out. Yep. Need to move it just a little bit more. There. Let's get some pins. I don't like the way that's looking. Let's move it down a little bit more. There we go. Now we'll curl it again. Perfect. Put a pin in. Now we'll curl the next one. And we'll get that down at the edge there. Okay. Then we'll put a pin in. We'll go and do this for every one of these, okay? Then I'll meet you back at the machine. Okay, we've got it all stitched. Now our next step is to add the accent fabric. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take those locking stitches to hold this together. And we go across from each other, so we'll start with this one. I'm going to make my stitches just a little bit smaller. Go in. Let's go ahead and lock that. And go back. And now we'll go ahead and do the other one. Pull that forward. Pull that forward. And we'll do our locking stitch there. There we go. A couple of stitches forward, a couple of stitches back, and that's it. Now, our next step will be to curl back all of these. We're going to take it, curl it back, and pin it. So we can do that right now. Take the first one, pull it back. You want it to be to the point here. And then to the point there. So you want to try to make it it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to put a little pin in there. And we'll do that for all four sides, all four loops. There we go. Not loops, but we'll just say all 8 sides. There we go. There's the second one. Move that back just a little bit more so it's even. Put a pin in it. going to do this one next. Try to keep them the same size as possible. Pin in that. And then the next one. Put that down here. Pin in that. Oh, I think that's the world's dullest pin. Look at this one. There we go. Put it in there. That one. And next one. Okay, and our last loop. Got that to the point there. And this one here. They look about all pretty even. I'll take this last one. Okay, so now we've got them all pinned. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to sew these down. So with your matching thread. Okay, we've got all of our little windows opened and pinned. And we're going to go ahead, start at the center and stitch down on all of these. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll start right here with this one. Put this back up to a regular stitch. Just make sure your needle's where you want it to start. I like using my open toe foot so I can see where I'm stitching. And just follow this around. And down to it. And I just sew right off. And cut. Okay. Now, we'll go back the other way, which we'll start right there. Make sure your zipper, make sure your foot is holding that down, needle down, and stitch your way back up. It's really pretty simple to do. Don't let the curves intimidate you. I have a little piece of green fabric sticking out here. You just tuck that under. There we go. And stitch up to the middle. And go into the middle, and we will come down with the next one. Take that out and stitch over here, come right across. There we go. Sew it off. off, and down at the end here, we'll go ahead and take this pin out, and we'll come back up. Needle up, shift it over just a hair, and stitch. There we go. All right, again, we can come through the center and we can go down this one. It doesn't matter which side you want to go down, left or right, whatever. So I'm going to cross over, stitch carefully right through the center, and now we're going to go the other way. Go ahead and get that. There we go. And we'll go ahead and trim that. And start right here. Roll that out. Now don't worry about your points here because this is going to get covered by the backing. So you want them to be as even as possible, but the very edges will be covered. So we'll take out this pin. Excuse me. And we'll start right there. Get that back under. There we go. Needle down. And follow that. And we have one more to do. Hear you. We'll just sew right over this way. Have some threads in the way here. We'll clear them out. Let's see. Let's trim that. Take out the pin. And we'll come down this way. Roll that. Cut that, and now we got the last one. I'll just go from the center down. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you want to sew these. Top to bottom, bottom to top. And there we go. Now, I'll go ahead and trim my threads. There's one in here that was... Okay. Get these off of there. And there we have our windows. Now, we're going to go ahead and attach the loop and sew on the back. Let's go ahead and get that. Okay, now let's go ahead and attach our little ribbon. Now, I went ahead and made just a small, just like binding, and stitched down the middle. It's supposed to be 8 inches. This matches my accent here. Take it and loop it like this. Go ahead and put them right next to each other, kind of overlapping, right there. We're going to put that in the corner here. And let's put a pin on it. Lay that right on top in the middle. And we'll pin that. Put it in here. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and add the backing. Lay that right on top. And we'll put a few pins in it. There's one. Good gravy. There's 2. And we'll get this one here. Now, on our last side, we need to leave an opening so we can stuff this. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a little marking for myself here and here. Let's see, I'll bring that in right there. Yeah. So I know when I get to those to stop and lock and back stitch. So let's go ahead and get sewing. We're going to go over this first. You need to just hold on to that as we go around the corner. So, 1/4 inch seam, needle down, and let's back stitch a little because we are going to be stuffing it, so it's going to be needing a little extra reinforcement there. Take out the pin. And this is where our little hanger is. We'll stitch right over that. Back up just a little bit. And with your needle down, go ahead and turn it. We'll take this needle out. Sew down the side. And let's see. Right there. Turn it. Take out the needle. I mean the pin. Needle pin. Oh my goodness. Barbara's wearing off on me. And stitch down that side. And we are right here. And we'll turn it. You just make sure your handle is here and you're not stitching over it. And line that up. Stitch down the side. And going to turn it and only sew to there. I'm going to back stitch. I go ahead and do that twice when I have something thick like this, and then cut. Now we have our ornament. We can just trim that off. That's just a little extra fabric. I want these scissors, they're not very sharp, these. Okay, it's another piece we can trim off. Now, we're going to go ahead and turn this right side out. Let's get this going here. It's a little stiff, so I like to go with the first corner and work my way around, because you can pretty much just pull it through then. There's one. There's the second one coming through. Push it from behind. It would help if I wasn't pulling on that fabric. Let's see here. There we go. Get that through. It's a lot of layers of fabric, but just got to wiggle and pull, and it does come through. That's why I put the extra reinforcements at the edges. Okay. There we go. Haha. Now, go ahead and fluff it out, push out all the points. There's one. There's two. And that's sewed on just nice. 3, I'll take my scissor and push out this corner. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now, there we go. What I'm going to do now is I'll trim any little things here. We're going to go ahead. You only have 2 things left to do. The next thing you would do is stitch your star into the center. There's my star. Stitch that in real tight. It covers everything up. Go ahead and stuff it with your polyfill. And when you stuff it really good. You'll have to work it around a few times. Then you take the end of this, tuck your seams in, I press them. Just get that even. And whip stitch it closed. And you will be done. Let me show you the finished ornament. Here's the finished product. You have your star in the middle. This is a different one. I have my other stars a little bigger. I stitched this in first, reinforced it real good, put in my stuffing till I liked where it was. Then I just pressed this in and just whip stitch it shut. And you're finished. And you have a beautiful ornament. These are even nice to hang off of doorknobs. You can hang them anywhere for a Christmas decoration. Be nice to put on a present that you're giving someone. And that is how you do the cathedral window ornament. I hope you liked it.